Oh yeah, are you ready for this? Good morning and welcome to the Crypto Mining Show, your one-stop shop for all cryptocurrency news from the perspective of a cryptocurrency miner, and for a lot of you, the number one source for cryptocurrency news. Yes, thank you guys in the comments for stating that, at least 81 of you, hopefully. If you guys don't mind hitting that like button and sharing the video out, we are definitely getting suppressed due to our, basically, as you guys may know, our talk around individual, the individual sovereignty, right? Sovereignty of the individual, financial freedom, these things that are clearly, as have been stated in recent leaks from the Department of Homeland Security, being specifically targeted to be suppressed. So the only way this channel is going to succeed is by you guys sharing it out, because it's not going to get shared out in any other form or fashion. So I appreciate everybody for the support. And that is the one thing that I ask you to do, is be the notification and share this content out. Otherwise, it's never going to get anywhere. And that's what we've learned. Unfortunately, that does mean, of course, that we are in a pickle, and we are going to be discussing that near the end of the show. But before we do that, let's talk about news for the day. We have a hard fork coming up for Conflux version 2.2, a network hard fork upgrade announcement. We're going to be covering the details on that in particular for Conflux. Then we're going to be talking about the MyCointainer alliance with the Flux ecosystem as well. And then we have our First Mover America's report that is covering the markets here for the day. We did see a nice little pump up in cryptocurrency overall with, I think over the day, like we've seen pumps as high on some proof of work coins is 25% increase in price, with Caspa just absolutely just smashing the charts today. We're also going to be talking about Twitter reportedly halting work with crypto wallets and the, of course, effect on the price of Dogecoin in particular surrounding that. And in general, too, we are going to be talking about the RX 6900 XT in comparison to the new 7900 XT and our hash rate predictions. So yes, we are going to be predicting the hash rate for the 7000 series AMD GPUs, because we got official announcements for them yesterday. We're going to be covering that official announcement. I gotta say, looking at the specifications, looking at the memory, looking at the pricing, these RDNA 3 chips are going to just absolutely be simply insane. Let's get into all of that and more after a word from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is myself. To support the channel, click the join button below the video and you will get access to our privately hosted Rocket Chat. Selecting the $1.99 option will get you access, and after that you need to head over to the membership tab, scroll down, and expand out your membership perks. Find the section for connecting on social media, and in that section there will be a secret registration URL to join Rocket Chat, where you can sign up to enjoy talking with other cryptocurrency enthusiasts and miners without spammers, scammers, or bots. Now, I actually did want to swap out today's sponsor with our affiliate over at GamerSupps. Here's the logo. I'll get the link for you guys later, but you can also check it out from my Twitch channel. They have the Bitcoin shakers are back in stock. So use promo code SOAT and check the referral link. I'll update the description later on to go get your Bitcoin shaker from GamerSupps. Hell yeah, brother. Let's get into our hash rate predictions and specifications and announcement for the RX 7900 XT and 7900 XTX. This is going to be the flagship GPUs for Navi 31 RDNA 3, 70% faster than the 6950 XT for $999 US. AMD RX 7900 XTX, the flagship RDNA 3 GPU based on the Navi 31 XTX chip, has been unveiled and comes packed with next generation chiplet architecture. The AMD RX 7900 XTX graphics card is amongst the two flagship products that will be fused with the Navi 31 RDNA 3 graphics core. Both of these GPUs will have a range of technologies that will result in higher gaming performance and rasterization and ray tracing, while also delivering better power efficiency versus the RDNA 2 Navi 21 GPUs. Some of the highlights include AMD RDNA 3 architecture, and that is going to be utilizing the chiplet design with up to 54% more performance per watt than previous generation RDNA 2 architecture, which is just simply insane. They got the chiplet design, will be the world's first gaming GPU with the chiplet design, delivering up to 15% higher frequencies at up to 54% better power efficiency. It includes the new 5nm 306mm squared graphics compute die, which is GCD for short, with up to 96 compute units that provide the core GPU functionality. It also includes 6 of the new 6nm memory cache dies, and these are where I'm really getting interested. You know, we saw on the RTX 4090 more layer 2 or L2 cache. As you guys may be aware, a lot of these CPU optimized or CPU coins are optimized to utilize this type of cache, and we did see it on the 6000 series. There have yet to be miners or algorithms that are utilizing or leveraging this technology. I really can't wait until we see what happens with the memory cache die stuff and Infinity Cache as a whole as it pertains to processing, you know, basically anything on the blockchain side of things. There's nothing yet, but this is something that I've been keeping an eye on ever since the 6000 series in RDNA 2. Ultra-fast chiplet interconnect, unleashing the benefits of second generation AMD Infinity Cache technology. The new chiplets leverage AMD Infinity links and high performance fan out packaging to deliver up to 5.3 terabytes a second of bandwidth, which is, I mean, I gotta say it again, simply insane. They also have an expanded memory and wider memory bus. This is the part we're most excited about from the mining perspective of things. So to meet the growing requirements of today's demanding titles, the new graphics cards feature up to 24 gigabytes of high-speed GDDR6 memory running at 20 gigabits per second over a 384-bit bus. And this, my friends, is where AMD is finally at the top end going to be trading blows with NVIDIA on memory-intensive algorithms. And the most important part, the absolutely simply most important part about this is that it's GDDR6, not GDDR6X. So you'll be getting close to a terabyte a second of bandwidth, but on traditionally more reliable memory modules, which means cooler temperatures, lower power consumption, and easier to run in a mining farm. To top things off too, we are talking about a dual 8-pin setup. So your previous mining frames, mining rigs, mining everything will just slot these little babies right in and be ready to go. And if you were going to swap from, say, like 3070s to these, you would basically be getting GDDR6 versions that are running at double essentially the hash rate of a 3070, and I think are going to be just absolutely smashing power consumption as well. So it's sounding really, really good here. You got all the rest of the stuff you would expect from this, though. You got AI acceleration support, a really big one for the gaming side of things, for the content creation side of things, etc. Is DisplayPort 2.1 support. Remember, RTX 4000 series or RTX 40 series only has DisplayPort 1.4 support. So, I mean, AMD is already getting ahead of the game there as well. You got the Radiance display engine, which is also coming out for this. And then you got the high refresh gaming. So you got DisplayPort 2.1, which is up to 480 hertz at 1440p, 4K, and 8K displays respectively. So it's 900 hertz at 1440p. Holy moly, Batman. 480 hertz at 4K. So you could potentially have, you literally could potentially have a 480 hertz 4K monitor. Like, that's some major CSGO-age right there, boys. And 165 hertz on 8K displays. This is just so awesome, dude. Dual media engine, so supports simultaneous encode or decode streams up to 8K 60 for HEVC, and supports AV1 encode, delivering up to 1.8 times higher engine frequency than AMD RDNA 2 architecture. The AMD Navi 31 GPU, the flagship RDNA 3 chip, would power the next-gen enthusiast cards such as the Radeon RX 7900 XTX and XT graphics cards. We have heard that the AMD will drop compute units in favor of workgroup processors on its next-gen RDNA 3 GPUs, and each workgroup processor will house dual compute units with twice the SIM32 clusters as opposed to just 2 on each compute unit with RDNA 2. The Navi 31 GPU with RDNA 3 architecture will offer a single GCD with 48 workgroups, 96 compute units, 12 SAs, and 6 SEs. This will give out a total of 12,288 SPs or stream processors. This is an increase of 2.4 times in cores compared to the 5120 SPs featured on the Navi 21 GPU. The GPU, or the Navi 31 GCD, is said to measure 300 millimeters squared and will come packed with TSMC's 5nm process node. AMD's latest RDNA 3 GPU packs a total of 58 billion transistors, and the top die can deliver up to 61 teraflops of compute performance. Starting with the RDNA 3 generation, AMD will be decoupling the clocks, with the shader clock being a more conservative but power-efficient focused 2.3 gigahertz, while the front-end clock speed will be at 2.5 gigahertz. So that's pretty crazy too. Here's the big part for miners. The Navi 31 GPU will carry 6 MCDs, which will feature 16 megabytes of infinity cache per die, and are also likely to carry 64-bit 32x2 memory controllers that will provide the chip with a 384-bit interface. While this equals 96 megabytes of infinity cache, which is lower than the 128 megabytes featured on the current Navi 21 GPU, there's also a 3D stack solution in the works, which was pointed out recently, and would double the infinity cache with 32 megabytes, 16 megabytes, here you go, well, read that. Capacities for a total of 192 megabytes of cache. So a 50% increase. Actually, not what we were looking for. We were looking for, scroll down here, let's get the numbers on it. In far as performance, they're saying 70% better in rasterization and 60% in ray tracing, which is really good. Rasterization is what I'm interested in. And let's get the memory specifications here. Oh, here's some power. So let's go over this. Most interesting aspect of this 7900 RDNA 3 is that it comes with just 2 8-pin connectors, which is something that AMD itself confirmed a few days ago with Scott Herkelman, and stated that they won't be using a 16-pin connector, which is utilized by NVIDIA. The graphics card will feature a total board power of 355 watts, which is an increase of 20 watts over the 6950 XT. Here's what's crazy, guys. That means as far as, so if we did an RTX 3090 specs, right, and we pulled up essentially what that's doing on TDP, this is essentially the same TDP as a 3090, right? Yeah, okay, so as a 3090, which is crazy. So, okay, let's get back into this though. And it's not going up to like that 450 watts that they did on the 4090, right? So here you go, 24 gigabytes of GDDR6 384-bit memory bus. Boom, baby. And look at this, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, so 16, 24, all on the front side. So we're not doing any funky memory crap on the back. It should be pretty cooled by the same, cooler. It looks like a triple fan design, reference-wise. And we are looking at a 13th of December release for $999 on the XTX and $899 on the 7900 XT. And we do have memory bandwidth, total bandwidth numbers here, 960 gigabytes a second on the XTX and 800 gigabytes a second on the XT. So what does that mean from a mining perspective? If you're looking at being the most efficient across the board and having, options on memory intensive as well as core intensive, it looks like you're getting an advantage across the board on the XTX. So my prediction here is that we're going to see the XTX be the card that you want to pick up. Now it does utilize 55 more watts on the total board power, but I think if you're getting 160 gigabytes a second extra on the bandwidth. Now what's that going to translate into hash rate? We're going to do Ethereum just to get you guys an idea here. But we can calculate this out pretty easily because we do have, previous hash rate numbers on the 6900 XT. The 6900 XT had 512 gigabytes a second of total bandwidth. If we pull up a percent calculator, we find that that's 187, basically 960 gigabytes a second is 187% of 63, of the 512. So then we can say what is 187% of 63 mega hash a second, which was what the 6900 XT gets in hash rate. And we find that the 7900 XTX should be hashing at around 120 mega hash a second. And that is really impressive numbers. We are talking about basically, 3090, 3090 Ti, and 4090 hash rate performance on ET hash. And then if we wanted to calculate that out as well for the 7900 XT, we can do that too, right? So we can say 800 gigabytes per second. So we can say what is, 800 is what of 512. We can calculate that out. That's going to give us 156%. So we'll take this and say what is 156.25% of 63. Calculate that out, and we can presume that the 7900 XT will get 98 mega hash a second. And so what we're looking at essentially at this point is going to be respectively 120 mega hash a second on the 7900 XTX and 98 to 100 mega hash a second on the 7900 XT. And that is basically going to be right out of the box. It's not like I'm pretty certain this is going to be what our hash rate numbers are. And the good news about this too is, as you guys are familiar, AMD has a lot more tweaking than you can do with the core clock and the core voltage right out of the box, right? So slapping this in, like driver support right off the bat's going to be good. Overclocking, as you guys know, like they're going to have overclocking directly set and ready in the driver package for Radeon. So we're going to be able to get in there, tune that baby down on the core, crank up and see how fast this new GDDR6 memory is, and see if we can overclock it anymore. But right out of the box, like I said, these are the numbers I'm expecting. So I'm really excited about this release. We're also seeing, basically less power consumption across the board too. And as far as compared to what NVIDIA's having at this time, and really a direct replacement upgrade path for any of your mining rigs right now, which is needed, right? Because if we're really looking at GPU mining in general, what we're finding, right, is that on the NVIDIA side of things, there's no direct path to upgrade with the 40 series. And that is because the 40 series has moved to these 12-pin things. Look, fire hazards, lots of other issues. You're going to have to get ATX 3.0. You're going to have to upgrade the power supplies in all your mining rigs. Not fun. On the NVIDIA side, we're getting, better overclocking features, a 384-bit bus, less power consumption, dual 8-pin. It just makes more sense right now. And I think it's going to bode very, very well for AMD here in the near future, both from the gaming side and the mining side. But that being said, let's talk about Twitter. Twitter reportedly halts work on crypto wallet, driving Dogecoin down 10%. Doge had more than doubled as Elon completed his Twitter takeover, fueled by optimism he might push crypto favorable initiatives at the company. Social media platform Twitter has halted its plan to build a crypto wallet as part of an ongoing change kickstarted last week by its new owner, Elon Musk. The online publication platformer wrote Thursday. A recently revealed plan to build a crypto wallet for Twitter appears to be on pause, the article said. Doge recently sank almost 10% in the aftermath of the news. The popular meme coin's price has consistently reacted to Musk's activities and pronouncements. The billionaire entrepreneur and Tesla CEO has been a major advocate for the token. Doge had more than doubled over the past week as Musk completed the deal, hitting the highest price since April, amid optimism he might push crypto-favorable initiatives at Twitter. The company is expected to lay off about half of its employees, according to a Bloomberg report on Thursday, citing unnamed sources. Last week, Musk ousted Twitter CEO and other senior executives, and in the past has made no secret of his intent to change Twitter's direction. At the time of publication, Twitter has not responded to CoinDesk request for comment about its plans on the crypto wallet. So unfortunately, that's on the back burner. But as far as here's the deal. Twitter is also moving in the path of more KYC. Let's be clear though, right? So I don't want to get everybody up in a tizzy, right? You still, there's this $8 thing going on with Twitter, and it's a verification badge, and that verification check mark is going to require basically KYC, know your customer. It's going to have you basically validate that you're verified by checking your ID, which means that will be in the Twitter databases. So, it's moving towards that. Yes, you can have some other, anonymous accounts if you want that are not verified. I presume those will remain available on the platform. The tricky part here is, even if they did go with a crypto wallet, my assumption would be that it would still be tied into that verification process, which means that more than likely it would be a KYC'd crypto wallet. So I have little to zero interest in it for my own personal use. But from a greater adoption perspective, I guess it would make sense that you would want Twitter to have some sort of option for a crypto wallet for the price pump here, right? The pamping of the price, sure. But would I use it? Probably not, right? It's going to be KYC'd to hell. Now, good news is, though, in this particular case, and I believe I missed an article. Let me see what happened here. No, did we not? No, I think we're good. All right. So first mover Americas, Bitcoin is pumping right now, and this is coming after the jobs report and Arwe's meta effect, apparently. So the latest price moves in crypto markets in context for November 4th of 2022. Right now, we are about to go to 21,200, which is insane on Bitcoin. It is pamping, and this is pretty good. And Bitcoin was higher despite U.S. jobs report showing faster than expected growth in October, implying the Federal Reserve might have to stay aggressive in pushing to cool off the labor market. Fidelity Investments has opened the waiting list for Fidelity Crypto, which will offer commission-free Bitcoin and Ether trading for retail users. Fidelity already offers investment on institutional clients and previously issued a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund in Canada, and has several crypto ETFs in the US, although spot Bitcoin ETFs are yet to be approved. These are all just basically short spikes here, but the interesting part is that we are seeing a pretty nice pump in cryptocurrency in general, and we're going to cover a little bit more of that, and that is despite despite the jobs market release as far as this goes. So we do have a couple announcements as well. And we are kind of blowing through everything today, so we'll kind of follow back up. I didn't have any mining news. We had covered yesterday a lot of the crypto miners that were failing. Today may be, it's a Friday, so the news cycle usually on Friday is a little bit sparse. So we'll do a lot of Q&A here at the end of this to catch you guys up, and then we won't be doing a show on Twitch today because I do have an interview I got to leave for at noon. So I'm going to be going out for that interview at noon. So just all of that done. But MyCointainer forms an alliance with the Flux ecosystem. Now, let's get into this and give you guys the rundown of what's going on here. They say, we are thrilled to announce that the Flux ecosystem will be part of the MyCointainer platform in the near future. This includes the integration of the native crypto asset, Flux, thus succeedingly giving community members enhanced access to multiple decentralized earning applications. The partnership will bring out the best of Web3 infrastructure, which promotes financial independence for investors eager to contribute resources to the network. Flux is a decentralized Web3 ecosystem that includes scalable blockchain as a service and computing services that benefit developers and end users alike. It is a cloud-based computational network designed for building and deploying scalable cross-platform blockchain applications. Flux is based on its own blockchain and also operates on 7 other chains. The blockchain implements proof of useful work, which it does not yet. So, I'm sorry, MyCointainer. It doesn't, that's not true. I'm glad that you were pamping the Flux, but that's not true. Get to know your partner a little bit better. You know, maybe you guys need to go to some counseling. It's incorrect. Incorrect. It's not using proof of useful work yet. Eventually. The Flux ecosystem consists of its mineable proof of work Flux coin, Flux nodes, decentralized infrastructure, a Linux-based Flux OS cloud operating system, Zelcore self-custody multi-asset wallet, and blockchain app suite. And finally, the Flux blockchain for on-chain governance, economics, and parallel assets to provide interoperability with other blockchains and DeFi access. It has its own governing decentralized autonomous organization, XDAO. Flux can be acquired via GPU mining, trading on available exchanges, and as rewards for both miners for validating transactions and Flux node operators for providing computational resources. Flux coins can also be used for staking to earn additional rewards. So what does this mean for MyCointainer and the Flux and the Flux work? Pushing the boundaries of Web3 technology and blockchain will be the goal of this collaboration. It is fascinating to witness developers build an infrastructure for decentralized internet. While many people appreciate the financial benefits and best dApps uses in the real world, Flux is an excellent example of a true decentralized network and is one of the largest communities around the world. It is just right to enable various Flux services that the MyCointainer community can leverage. We celebrate the success of the partnership by proudly announcing that MyCointainer is joining the Flux Labs incubator program. Flux Labs plays an important role in helping ensure MyCointainer's sustainable future and further provides access to an extensive network of investors, stakeholders, and service providers. We are greatly honored for giving us this opportunity. Moving forward, users will notice that the latest crypto listing of Flux on the MyCointainer asset page. This means the coin will be readily available for staking, and anyone who wants to participate can earn daily rewards with 0 fees if the MyCointainer power plan is activated. Our staking platform opens easy access to different earning mechanisms, which does not involve technicalities or extreme effort. Now, I want you guys to be extremely cautious here, right? Because this MyCointainer is more than likely a centralized solution, from what I can tell. I will be signing up and doing a review of it. It's added to my list, so just wait for me to take a look at it, of course. And there is like a huge lengthy terms and conditions here that we also need to go over. But from what I can tell, this is basically a platform not dissimilar from Celsius and not dissimilar from like BlockFi. And as you guys know, those services can be extremely sketchy. So while there is like an option to essentially stake your Flux there, I would highly recommend doing it yourself with a node option if that is basically what you want to do with your Flux, which is hold and earn some additional revenue off of it. You know, I would push you towards, yes, a more technically difficult option, but a safer option as a whole, because once again, I think with crypto, it's very important to maintain like your own personal responsibility, right? And yeah, that does mean that there's more danger involved if you forget your keys or, do something wrong or mess something up. Yes, that is on you. There is some more danger there as far as you don't have a third party. But there's also less danger because you have less of an issue if, somebody like Celsius goes under. So it's pretty much where it's at. You got to be extremely careful. All future crypto trading transactions using the website or mobile app of MyCointainer will have an instant pair swap for Flux against the Euro, Bitcoin, and USDT, other major crypto and fiat currencies. have the best buy or sell rates compared to external exchange services, plus receive bonus coins for every successful trading. In addition, MyContainer Solutions will offer Flux node deployment hosting for a very affordable subscription package. With a few clicks, users will have access to leading developer tools, infrastructure, and human resources to manage and maintain your nodes on your behalf. And now individuals and institutions can focus on building their own decentralized apps and oracles, host servers, and store files under the Flux chain. So they are going to be releasing basically a hosting option as well for your nodes. We'll have to review that once it actually comes out and see what kind of control you have over that, right? Flux is a fully decentralized computational network with over 15,500 nodes strategically distributed around the globe. The Flux network currently hosts more than 4,000 dApps, with an increasing number of projects being added all the time. The numbers say a lot about the adoption and will continue to soar as Web3 demand grows. Flux allows us to create our own unique blockchain products, have long-term strategic partnerships with them, and the ability for our developers to launch decentralized projects. The Flux ecosystem introduced positive features, particularly the proof of useful work approach, which makes it more relatable to solve complicated world issues. It might be a good idea to stake a portion of your Flux and see for yourself what kind of results it brings financially. Participate in its staking functionality and other coins related integration on MyContainer. So there you go. There's the partnership as a whole. Like I said, I would be extremely cautious surrounding specifically MyContainer in general, just because of it, its similarity to other CeFi options. I'm going to try to do my due diligence though, because maybe you do control your keys. I haven't actually fully looked into it. So we're going to get into that. Now, we do have a hard fork upgrade announcement as well for Conflux. Now, you guys know we have briefly covered Conflux off and on this channel. We do have a how to mine it. We continue to, participate in the community and stock all of these discords that we talk about and for any updates. And this is a big update because this is a hard fork. Anytime you have a hard fork on a crypto, it's a big deal. So we need to see why they're doing it, what they're fixing, and all of that. And so we're going to get into that now. All right, so this is going to be Conflux version 2.20, and it will be upgraded when the block reaches this number, which is like, let's see, 137,740,000. Which is estimated to be at GMT +8 on November 17th. Or it says when the POS block number reaches 360,900, which is estimated to be on November 16th. So it depends on which network, right, reaches that block number first. So, or which consensus mechanism reaches which block number first, I think is how we put that. And then you got the full node programs download link if you need to check it out for releases. Here are the upgrade contents, RPC improvements. They added a filter for RPCs in eSpace, including ETH new filter, ETH new block filter, ETH new pending transaction filter, blah, blah, blah. Note that you need to set the poll lifetime in seconds in the configuration to enable these RPCs. Support finalized block tag and compatibility support for safe tag in eSpace RPCs, and use a random 16-byte value for the ETH filter ID instead of an increasing integer. Here are the bug fixes. They fixed the state availability check in RPCs when the full history states are available. They fixed a possible panic in POS peer connection. They fixed an issue with Sigma protocol. They fixed a rare unexpected push delay in pub sub RPCs. They fixed the wrong unlock time setting for CIP99, and they fixed the epoch height error when CFX call is called in an old history state. If you do not upgrade to the nodes or refuse to upgrade, it is not upgraded to the latest version. The node will be incompatible with the upgraded Flux protocol and cannot interact with the latest Conflux network as expected. Says to node operators and miners, if you upgrade your node before the block number reaches said number that we previously stated, that depending on earlier one of these two, you need to replace the Conflux executable with the new one in Conflux 2.2 under the run directory, then restart the node. And then if you upgrade your node after the block number, depending on earlier one of these two, you need to delete all the data and restart the node. If you start a new node, you can download the latest version at 2.2.0. To ordinary users, the upgrade will not affect the normal use of Conflux network. However, they do advise to avoid using the network due to instability and operational delay during the upgrade. There's a possibility that your asset on the Conflux network will be lost. So, essentially, it sounds like, you know, put your Conflux in a wallet and leave it there, right? And that is going to be the Conflux hard fork. We'll be paying attention to that and preparing for that on November 17th. I don't currently hold any, so I'm not really too concerned about it personally, but you know, it's important that we cover these things. Next, we do have what to mine and mining profitability. We'll get into that and more after a word from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is myself. To support the channel, click the join button below the video and you will get access to our privately hosted Rocket Chat. Selecting the $1.99 option will get you access, and after that, you need to head over to the membership tab, scroll down, and expand out your membership perks. Find the section for connecting on social media, and in that section, there will be a secret registration URL to join Rocket Chat, where you can sign up to enjoy talking with other cryptocurrency enthusiasts and miners without spammers, scammers, or bots. All right. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Mining profitability is still bad, in case you were wondering. 10 cents a kilowatt hour on an RTX 3090 is going to basically put you at 10 cents a kilowatt hour, losing 14 cents a day on Conceal, 15 cents a day on Rio. And then scrolling down from there, losing 28 cents a day on Ergo. Caspa has moved up thanks to its price movement, losing only 28 cents a day. And then if we scroll down, it just gets very bad with Ethereum Classic losing 45 cents a day on the GPU. I mean, you just aren't going to compete with the ASICs. It is what it is, boys. You know, we got what we got to do. The Antminer L7, though, still smashing it, even with the 10% drop in Doge. And it is basically still doing like over $30 a day if you're merge mining. And, you know, it's simply insane. Antminer L7s, you know, awesome. Congratulations to the people that picked them up. Coming in second place is the Jasminer X4, which is doing essentially $6 a day on ZIL ETC. So something to pay attention to and think about. Then from there, you got the Gold Shell HS3. And we're going to kind of skip the IB link at this point, but the HS3 is actually doing $6.66 a day on HNS. Quite impressive. And the iPola V1 is doing $5.07 a day on ETP. And then if we scroll down, the iPola G1 has dropped pretty significantly down to less than $3 a day at $2.89 a day on Grin. Scrolling down from there, we got the S19 Pro, which we've been keeping track of, and unfortunately, it just struggles to maintain profitability at 10 cents a kilowatt hour, where you are seeing essentially, you know, for Bitcoin making like 22 cents a day after power. So there you go as far as that's concerned. Mining networks, though, let's go ahead and hop into it. I guess we'll start off with Caspa today. Caspa is going up in price. You know, over the past 30 days, it's up 100%. We're at a third of a penny, boys. A third of a penny. Really, really, really nice numbers. That is coming on the tail end of the announcement of DAG Night, and I think that's a big deal. You are at 186 terahash a second on the network. It is starting to get a little too high up at 100 terahash a second on Woollypool, which means that we are over 50% on Woollypool. So please start redistributing that hash power. Build your own node, guys, or at least just move to a different pool. I understand though, like it's hard to move to a different pool. Why is it hard to move to a different pool? Well, because there's not really a lot of geographical locations on the other pools. So, you know, if you are out there and you're a pool dev, a pool op, you know, get some more geographical locations. Get a US location here. You know, do some good stuff on the side of reducing, of course, the amount of hash rate on the network. That sort of thing. or reduce the amount of hash rate, on Woolly Pool, excuse me. So, do what you can. Let's take a look at the big boy though, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is up 5% over the past 7 days. Really nice pump up coming up today. You're at 278 exahash a second currently as well. So you're also up about 10 exahash a second from yesterday. Really kind of pamping on all aspects. Ethereum Classic is up 4.38% over the past 7 days and is still sitting around 160 terahash a second. Ethereum Proof of Work is down 5% today and is sitting at 36 terahash a second. And Justin Sun's Ethereum Fair is down 16% over the past 7 days and is at 4.2 terahash a second. 420, baby. 420, 360 no scope, Justin Sun. All right. And if we're going to go ahead and look at some of the others, let's take a look at Ergo. And Ergo is up 0.13% over the past 7 days. Basically not up. Even with it did follow the pump up, from the overall market a little bit. But I think investor trust is down on it, unfortunately. And then the hash rate's sitting at 40 terahash a second. Let's take a look at Flux. And Flux is only up about 2.5% over the past 7 days. We'll see if their announcements and stuff like that pumps them up a little bit more. It's at 8.4 mega solutions a second. We already checked Caspa. And I think we're going to go ahead and call it right there. Let's get into some coin market cap and look at these proof of work coins. So I have a list of proof of work coins here that we're paying attention to. Over the past 24 hours, Caspa has gone up 26%. A really nice pump. It's up over 100% over the past 7 days. Coming in second place is Ethereum Classic, up 6%. And then following that is Ergo over the past 24 hours, up 4.86%. Most of the rest of these go down from there. With I think really, if I look at the rest of the market, 4% to 5%, somewhere around 5% being kind of like the 4% is following Bitcoin, right? So if we look at, here we go, we'll do this. Bitcoin up 4%. So the entire market, there's no significant gain in a project unless it's above 4.46% over the past 24 hours, right? So significant gains would be like BNB or even ETH to a certain extent, BNB to a certain extent, XRP to a certain extent, right? Polygon Matic, looking at a really nice 20% pump. Litecoin with a 13% pump. These are the things we're looking at, right? And then so if we look at that in comparison and we're looking for proof of work coins, we're looking at Caspa and Ethereum Classic really kind of holding it down over here. Let's get into questions and answers for the day. Remember, super chats are never required, always appreciated, first to be answered because they are the easiest to read. And I could use a lot of them right now because the YouTube ad revenue is completely gone now at this point. So I'm really am kind of reliant on donations and all that for the channel. That being said, I did see some questions earlier about how to sponsor. You can email inquiry@sonofatech.com and I will get back to you with the rate sheet and all of that. And I do have, I think, a couple more sponsor. Oh yeah, I got a couple sponsorship ads we can talk about too here soon. Hopefully. All right, so I'm going to scroll up. I did want to say, Mike the Miner, thanks for the $5 Canadian super sticker. Hell yeah, brother. And Paula, thanks for the 99-cent super sticker. You guys rock, boosting that algorithm for me. Zroku says, that's Tech. Well, using an AM5 board make a difference when mining with Radeon 7K compared to AM4? Presumably no, except for a couple potential caveats. So for memory intensive algorithms like Ethereum, the answer to that is no. Where we may see some improvement, and it'll depend on the algorithm, right, will be on the core intensive side. Now, for a majority of this, I haven't noticed anything on like Caspa, for example, between, utilizing a cut down, like basically utilizing a riser, which would if AM5 versus AM4 impacted mining performance, you would expect a by 16 versus a riser on a certain algorithm to affect it, which it does not. So presumably, no. I think you'll be able to slot these cards in and into any current setup that you have. Zroku said, so the real question is who will be king of efficiency, the A750 or the 7900 XTX? The XTX has a really, really good chance on efficiency here, right? And that is because you got a 384-bit bus, and it's still just a dual pin. The A750 does have, you know, a single 8-pin and a single 6-pin. So there is that. Simstar says, Asamatech 2 times L3 Plus, 440 USD. That's up to you. You know, it's going to depend on your power rate and all of that, right? So, you have to really go look at like a calculator, right? You go scripts. Let's see. How far? L3 Plus down here. You can get better efficiency. You can get 504 or 550 at 800 at 600 watts, but at 10 cents a kilowatt hour, it is losing money. So, you know, you're gonna have to come in here. I think with dual mining, it makes 4 cents a day at 10 cents a kilowatt hour. Now, technically, you can flash it to that and that. Right? And if we calculate that out, that looks a lot better, right? You could just mine Dogecoin to make 6 cents a day. If you're doing Litecoin and Doge, 59 cents a day, and Digibyte and Doge, 59 cents a day, and that's at 10 cents a kilowatt hour. And then scale that down. So I like 200 to 220 day ROIs. I really like, I've always, I don't know why, but like when I was building equipment before, like the 220 day ROI always feels really, really good. So, you know, it's getting close to that. I think $400 for 2 does get you pretty close to that 220 day ROI. But, you know, it's going to take some time. I want to say, Jeff Key, thanks for the $2 Canadian super chat. Says, morning, sir. I hope things turn around for you soon. Thank you, good sir. And Gunmuse with the $20 super sticker. Thank you, good sir. And welcome to the stream. Gunmuse is always killing it. Make sure you check out his Twitch channel, too. He's trying to build it up. Is it just twitch.tv/Gunmuse? I forgot. All right. Sanji High says, Asamatech EI, what? Something about Ironfish. I think Ironfish is getting close to being ready, right? What's the roadmap? I thought Ironfish was getting close to being ready. I don't know. I thought I saw some announcement, but I'm not seeing anything right away. We got a $10 super sticker from MagSysPL. Thank you, good sir, for boosting that algorithm. And a $5 Canadian super sticker from Ted Park. Thanks for boosting that algorithm, Ted. You guys rock. The support is much appreciated. Detroit says, that's going to take time for a new self-sponsored video with locals. Yeah, I need to do that for locals. I was debating, so there's a new version of locals that is on Library or Odyssey. Man. And it's 100% instead of like 90%. The Kielbasa says, that's Tech. I have a six slot rig ready to go with the 2x 1200 watt platinum on 30 amp 240 volt. Was going to use 6 times 4090s, but might have to switch to 127090s. What would Son of a Tech do? I would not run 4090s for the life of me. I don't want that shit blowing up, bro. No way, dude. Plus, like, 1200 watts? I don't know. Make sure you tag @SonOfATech with your questions. We got another $4.99 super sticker from the Retro Avenue. Thank you, good sir, for boosting that algorithm. Gunmuse says the extra step will run off new customers, says @SonOfATech, or says Gunmuse. The extra step, for moving to library. Yeah, I just like library, or I just like Odyssey and library as a platform better because we're about cryptocurrency. I don't know, it's hard. Maybe it doesn't really matter too. I mean, my goal here in the future, right, is to basically put myself in a position where I can not be reliant on the content creation for my income, which then allows me to not give a about the platform and what platform I'm on, meaning that I can move to the platforms I believe in and start building on those primarily without worrying about my revenue being hit because of it. If that makes sense. If I can basically sort myself out in a position to where I'm not as dependent on revenue from content creation, then I am less beholden to platforms and I can do things a little bit more in the direction that I would believe in, right? Which would be like, obviously, decentralized content creation with like Odyssey and library. But it'll always be a mix, right? You don't want to just like kill off the channel either. It just means maybe you do move a focus over. I don't know. It is what it is. Leonardo says, @SonOfATech, good luck in your interview. Thank you, good sir. Mav says, @SonOfATech, looking healthier today. Glad you see feeling you better. Yeah, I stopped those antibiotics and I feel much better. So thank you, good sir. Yeah, so we've been talking about the pump in crypto price for a while, right? And I think that, or whether it was going to go up or down in November based on basically the rubber band theory, which is that we've been trading sideways for so long, the rubber band is going to be stretched so far that it pops and either skyrockets up or skyrockets down. We've had a really interesting pump today because it's kind of reverse of, I think, really what you would expect. Especially if you compare it to something like the NASDAQ, right? Or like the stock market, right? Like, this is what's happening in crypto, and this is what's happening on the NASDAQ over the past 5 days, right? So there you go. Oh, Your boss says, that's something tech. Do what I did and sell your house and move into the warehouse, share at the gym, and you have 170K cash on hand. That is awesome, dude. I'm glad that you got that. My particular case is I'm renting the house. We're going to be moving the office on Sunday out to the farm. I won't be living here anymore. I'll be living with my parents. So we can talk about that though at a later date. So I will be living at the farm. We will be showering at the gym. And yeah. We'll be kind of moving around. Probably I think we're going to, so I did want to announce this. I am going to be in Milwaukee. Yeah, I'm going to be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for the minor repair training in November. So if you guys are interested in minor repair training and you want to meet up with me, you can go check this out. And I'll link this for you guys down here. Here's the Eventbrite. So I will be up there. I will not be there the whole time. I think I'm getting there on the 16th. Okay. So I won't be there for all of the training. I would typically love to train and be there, but I won't be there for the whole training. I'm there as a business partner for a different thing. I will be trying to get some content, but if you are looking to get minor repair training, there is some spots open. It's $27.50 for the training, and it's up in it's going to be in Milwaukee. And then bonus, you can maybe see me. So there you go. Yeti crap, you did a super chat? I didn't see it. Weird. Sorry I missed it, Yeti crap. What were you asking? Then the map says, that's something like any plans to do Twitch over the weekend? Yeah, I may be doing Twitch tonight, this evening, and we'll probably be playing WoW because the computer I have out there doesn't really work very well with Call of Duty. And then I think we'll be doing some, we'll obviously be talking crypto. And then in addition to that, we will be streaming tomorrow night, I believe. Sunday, we will not. Sunday, I'll be moving this entire thing. Yeah, Crab says, that's something I'm thinking about trying to get the new 7900. Would you want to test it for a couple weeks for the channel? Yeah, I would love to do that. I'm actually trying to figure out if I can find a sponsor for a review of those cards, because then maybe I can just get a sponsor to pay for the cards. Conflicted says, that's Tech, am late. Ironfish Phase 2 ends the 15th of November, and Phase 3 starts Q1, Q2 of next year. A way off ready. Yeah, that's what I thought. So we're still a ways off. I do think Ironfish is... So most promising projects for this bear market that have popped up, in my humble opinion, that are like new, right? Ironfish is up there right now, and then Caspa. Like, I don't have a third yet, but if I'm like bullish, right? Not financial advice. I'm bullish on the technology of Ironfish, which is basically SSL for Web3, which is needed. And then I am bullish on Caspa for Ghost Dag and Ghost Night, or Night Dag. Rocco says, "That's Simon Tech. Wouldn't it be an idea for you to rent a small space in a data center? When I was growing, I did that and it made a large difference." No, because I already rent a facility. But I am looking at hosting some rigs, some other places, but I got to call some more people. I'm, right now, like my goal is to stop the bleeding by taking a day job if I can, or stop the bleeding by looking at other alternate opportunities. And then once I get the bleeding stopped, I can start rearranging the farm, meaning I can find places to host a bulk of the equipment that has a better electricity rate, which I got to talk to a couple different guys about that. And then right now it's just extremely busy. So I'm trying, but I'll keep you guys up to date, as we get through it. One of the ideas I had is like just literally changing the current place that I have into an ASIC repair facility. But I'd probably have to hire some people for that, right? Yaycraft says, "How does that work? A sponsor? I just get somebody to sponsor the video for the review. And I say I just need X amount to buy the card, and then you get to have the 90-second pre-roll for the video, right?" Gamer Kid says, "That's Simon Tech. What is Ghost Dag and what else is good about Caspa?" We talked about it yesterday, and there's a highlight. Please check out the latest highlight on the channel for Ghost Dag. The map says, "That's Simon Tech. Any opinion on Radiant? Seems to be hovering around profitable break even recently on GPUs." As far as Radiant, it will go down the same path as everything else, meaning like right now on GPUs you're good, but eventually I would expect FPGAs to hit it pretty hard. And it's very forky, meaning it's not a lot of grassroots ground up development going on it. It's very forky. So I don't have as much confidence in like forky projects. That's what I call them. I call them forky projects. It's like the I'm just going to fork this and then like get it listed on exchanges and make some quick money kind of coins. That's going to wrap it up for today. I'm going to get off to my interview. So go ahead and hit the like, comment, subscribe, and notification bells down below so you're notified when we go live. If you don't mind hitting the like button on your way out, just a reminder, like. Please, 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 please share, because as I've seen in my analytics, we are not getting any clicks from browse features, etc., which means that the channel is not being, basically the algorithm has completely dropped the channel at this point on YouTube, meaning most of you guys are either directly subscribed or you're getting the links from outside, right? So we're either seeing only like subscribers click, or we're seeing like essentially clicks from outside, like from Twitter and so on. That means that we are not hitting any of the browse features or anything like that on YouTube. So I have to lean on you guys to push the channel for me. So please do that if you can. I appreciate all the support, all of the donations today. Thank you guys so much. Just the chat revenue today will be more than we make on the ad revenue for the whole day. So I appreciate it a lot. And another one coming in at the end here, Mattress Money, $20 super chat says, "Tell me your opinion on Meow Coin, please." I don't really have an opinion on Meow Coin. I mean, it's a meme coin, right? So you got to consider the fact that like if it puts in the utility and people start like falling in line with it, then they're gonna push it, right? You can't discredit or discount anything in crypto. And it took me a long time to come around on the Dogecoin, but I understand it a lot more at this point, so I understand the appeal. But at this point, I'd be at the point where with Meow Coin, I don't understand the appeal, other than Red Panda Mining talked about it, right? So that's kind of where I'm at with Meow Coin. I'll see you next Tuesday.